In the full episode of The Young and the Restless aired on September 16, 2025, the storyline takes a dramatic and intense turn as Kyle Abbott's jealousy begins to spiral out of control, setting off a chain of events that dramatically impact his relationship with Claire Newman. The episode starts with a subtle tension building between Kyle and Claire. Although they have shared a seemingly stable relationship, underlying insecurities and unresolved issues from their past gradually surface. Claire, having gone through a difficult phase due to her complicated relationship history, now seeks stability and understanding, but Kyle's growing paranoia begins to cloud his judgment. The conflict ignites when Kyle becomes suspicious of Claire's interactions with Holden, a close colleague of Claire's who has always been a supportive presence. What starts as innocent and friendly exchanges between Claire and Holden quickly becomes a source of unease for Kyle. He begins to perceive their interactions as something more significant, despite Claire's repeated assurances that nothing inappropriate is happening. The episode carefully portrays Kyle's internal struggle, showing how his past experiences, especially his entanglement with Audra and previous betrayals, feed into his current distrust. As the episode progresses, Kyle's jealousy morphs into rage. In a particularly intense scene, he confronts Claire in a fit of anger, his voice trembling with emotion as he accuses her of hiding something, of being emotionally distant, and of growing closer to Holden at his expense. The argument is raw and emotional, revealing not just jealousy but a profound fear of abandonment and insecurity about his own worth. His accusations grow more desperate, reflecting a man on the edge, unable to control his spiraling thoughts. Claire's reaction is a mixture of shock and sadness. She tries to calm Kyle, explaining that her relationship with Holden is purely platonic and professional. However, Kyle's fury blinds him to reason. His inability to listen, coupled with his accusatory tone, causes Claire to feel cornered and emotionally exhausted. The dialogue between them becomes increasingly strained, highlighting the growing chasm in their relationship. Claire begins to question her own decisions, wondering whether her choice to stay with Kyle is worth the emotional turmoil. Meanwhile, Holden remains a calm and stabilizing figure, determined not to fuel the fire. He tries to de-escalate the situation, standing by Claire and offering his support, but his presence only seems to fuel Kyle's paranoia further. The dynamic between the three characters becomes more complicated as the episode delves deep into themes of trust, betrayal, and personal insecurity. As the confrontation reaches its climax, Claire, overwhelmed by the toxic atmosphere, decides to distance herself from Kyle, leaving him in stunned silence. Her decision is not out of spite but out of self-preservation, marking the beginning of her emotional downfall. She retreats, devastated and heartbroken, realizing that Kyle's jealousy has driven a wedge too deep to bridge at the moment. In the final scenes, Kyle is left grappling with regret, recognizing that his actions may have irreparably damaged the relationship he once cherished. His face reflects a mixture of guilt, anger, and helplessness as he stares after Claire's retreating figure. The episode ends with a heavy sense of uncertainty, hinting at the difficult path ahead for both Kyle and Claire. This episode is pivotal in showing the destructive power of unchecked jealousy and how it can unravel even the strongest of bonds. The performances are particularly compelling, with the actors portraying Kyle and Claire delivering deeply emotional and nuanced portrayals of heartbreak and conflict.